looking live at the Stan Sheriff Center. That is where the crowd is already abuzz regarding the news that the University of Hawaii sports teams have found a new home away from the WAC. Of course, everybody down there for the UH and Idaho Rainbow Wahine volleyball match. Now, as reported earlier in the newscast, the University of Hawaii football team has ended their 32-year relationship with the Western Athletic Conference and, well, the University of Hawaii ending their 32-year relationship with the WAC and will be heading to the Mountain West for the 2012-2013 season. The move to the Mountain West could only include the Warrior football team, but the remainder of UH sports would be heading to the Big West Conference during the same time period. The news is huge for a Warrior program who in recent months had been debating what their future would hold. The WAC has now lost 4 schools in the last 4 months to the Mountain West. This after adding 3 programs just last week. Now, a press conference has been called at the University of Hawaii for 7 p.m. tonight. KGMB and KGNL will broadcast it live. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Jim Leahy as he gave us his take on what this means for the Warrior football program.
What is going to happen to the WAC? Everybody I talk to now says, boy, I don't know. I really don't know. That conference could be dead. That conference could be hard to revive. And no matter what they do, they seem to be on the edge of looking around saying, what's going to happen to us? They have become orphans almost. They have become waifs. And so what has happened today, especially with Hawaii saying, yes, we will go into the Mountain West Conference, that pretty much does it for the WAC.
Now, looking ahead to what the Mountain West membership will be for Hawaii in 2012, it'll be familiar foes with former WAC rivals Boise, Fresno, and Nevada all there by then. Plus, there are the existing teams, TCU, San Diego State, New Mexico, Wyoming, Colorado State, UNLV, and Air Force. That will make it an 11-team conference for football. Now, what could happen to the rest of UH athletics is another story reportedly linked with the Big West. Interestingly enough, just 2 days ago, the Big West Board of Directors approved a membership expansion. The Rainbow Wahine have a great history in the Big West that dates from 1988 to 1995. During that time, Dave Shoji won 4 conference titles.
All right, thanks, Justin. The future of University of Hawaii football will not be in the Western Athletic Conference. Warriors are leaving the WAC to join the Mountain West Conference. UH announced tonight that months of exploring their options came to a halt this afternoon.
And that's when the Mountain West officials called the school to open negotiations. That's all that's being said at this point. KITV4's News Sports Director, Robert Kikaula, joining us now. Officially, Robert, no actual official deal yet.
Well, there is and there isn't. We have confirmed that Hawaii is leaving the WAC for the MWC, but UH President Marcia Greenwood tonight said the T's haven't been crossed and the I's haven't been dotted yet.
Until one sees the paper, one can never say that everything is perfect. But we have no reason to believe that this is not going to move on a positive trajectory. The way to think about it, I think, is we have a handshake, but we do have to agree on the details of that, which we could not do between the phone call this afternoon and now.
Again, the deal that's being finalized is for football only. The biggest detail still being worked on is travel subsidy. Warrior football's to leave the WAC as the longest-running member school, 32 years now, to rejoin the conference that originally defected back in 1989. This, all at UH believe, is a big night for the Warriors.
The current players and coaches and the past players and coaches, their efforts have made this possible.
We're really pleased that by being patient and examining our options, we now have this particular option available to us.
I asked Vice Chair Hirota to pinch me after we were done to make sure that I'm not daydreaming.
As it stands, there'll be no buyout, no exit fee. UH will leave the WAC in June of 2012, same as Nevada and Fresno State. Boise State's making the move after this current season. The MWC currently consists of 9 schools, but that's changing as well. Air Force, Wyoming, Colorado State, New Mexico, San Diego State, UNLV, TCU, BYU, but their football program's going independent, and Pac-10 bound Utah, all former WAC schools, leaving a geographically challenged conference behind.
The university wanted to do the best it could do for Warrior football and for football in the state of Hawaii.
We're obviously concerned about our colleagues out there, but the reality is we're charged with doing what's best for the University of Hawaii, and that's what we're doing.
All other sports at UH, when that deal is done, will join the Big West Conference. That conference just lifted their 5-year-long moratorium on expansion 2 days ago. Much more later in sports.
Wild day.
It's been a crazy afternoon for UH football.
All right, thanks, Robert.
And they play Saturday.
That's right. Well, it didn't take long for the news to spread across the Manoa campus for reaction from UH sports fans. We go now to KITV4's Catherine Cruz. Catherine.
Well, you know, the crowds were at the stadium for tonight's volleyball game, but the reaction was pretty much the same. It's a no-brainer. We're there.
The athletic complex was abuzz with the news.
The thinking is the WAC is sinking. So we need to get on the ship that's afloat. And the WAC is sinking, so we need to go. If they're offering, let's take it. And if they only want football, that's better for us. Because the other conferences have better basketball, better volleyball, better baseball.
Students on hand for pickup basketball games in the gym were of the same mind.
Yeah, I think we've earned it, especially with this year. They gave us a good season. They've been doing really good. I have a couple friends in the team, and they're pretty, like, they wanted to get out too, I think.
The news was bittersweet for some with loyalties to the Western Athletic Conference.
I think it's actually good because we actually will have a conference that will be bowl eligible. However, I feel really bad because we're going to be leaving the WAC because we're one of the basically powerhouses of the WAC, which means the WAC will not be bowl eligible for any other teams.
And if a bowl game is in the Warriors' future?
Oh, yes, I hope so.
You go.
I will go.
I would definitely be going.
And as far as the fans are concerned, that this whole deal is a touchdown. Paula, Lar.
All right, thanks, Catherine. Well, KITV4's Social Wire lit up shortly after we reported the story at 5 p.m.
Of course, football fans aren't the only ones excited. Chucky writes, there are better teams to play in volleyball and basketball. It's a great improvement over the WAC.
On our KITV4 Facebook page, Jason Sands posted, awesome, this is definitely good news for the future of UH football. The WAC is a dying conference. I don't think anyone wants to pay to see UT, San Antonio, and Texas State play at Aloha Stadium.
Ouch. Well, we wanted to know what you thought. Will Hawaii's departure mean the end of the WAC? Well, 69% said, yeah, you think it will. You can cast your vote.
As we told you at the top of our show, UH officials tonight addressed the topic of the Warrior football team leaving the WAC to join the Mountain West. I hope you're all having a pleasant evening. The moves for football only. The other sports at UH are Big West bound. School President Marcia Greenwood says they have a handshake deal in place with the MWC, but papers aren't signed yet. Boise State's making the same move as the Warriors after this season. Hawaii, according to conference bylaws, like Nevada and Fresno State, will play in the WAC till June of 2012. Most of the ongoings took place this afternoon, so details aren't finalized yet. Travel subsidy, big issue. Fact is, this season alone, UH football team will log about 35,000 miles. No buyout, no exit fee. Unlike Nevada and Fresno State when they announced departure plans earlier this season, what may have forced Hawaii's hand to ultimately leave the WAC was a conference announcing recently they were adding Texas State and Texas San Antonio, joining the likes of Louisiana Tech, New Mexico State, Utah State, Idaho, and San Jose State, Warriors' opponent this Saturday night.
The WAC was moving more geographically-wise towards the middle of the country, which is going to be more difficult for us and travel in general, more expensive. In addition, we're having less and less known rivalries with teams that were going to be in the WAC. You look at Air Force, UNLV, San Diego State, Boise, Nevada, Fresno. These are the schools that our fans resonate with, and we're going to be joining them and playing against them. That'll help us in the gate, and it'll just help. It's what people want.
UH football team is 7-3 overall this season, 5-1, and second place in the WAC right now, and that had a lot to do with getting the invite from the Mountain West.
People in the state of Hawaii should be very positive about this and convinced that we have a bright future ahead of us.
How you doing, everybody? Let's talk sports. As you saw earlier in the newscast, the University of Hawaii announced tonight that it received an invitation to join the Mountain West Conference in football. It's all but official, according to UH President Marcia Greenwood, who referred to the move to the Mountain West as a, quote, handshake agreement. The Mountain West school presidents met today to approve the offer to Hawaii, and Greenwood received the call from Conference Commissioner Craig Thompson this afternoon. With Boise State, Fresno State, and Nevada already in the process of making a similar move, the addition of Hawaii to the Mountain West would give that conference 11 participating schools in football. As for the WAC, which recently announced the impending additions of Texas State, Texas San Antonio, and Denver, it would be in danger of fielding only 7 programs in football, below the minimum requirement of 8 for the NCAA FBS division, threatening the conference's bowl affiliations. The University of Hawaii is currently the longest running member of the WAC, having been affiliated with the conference for 32 years.
The WAC was moving more geographically-wise towards the middle of the country, which is going to be more difficult for us and travel in general, more expensive. In addition, we're having less and less known rivalries with teams that were going to be in the WAC. You look at Air Force, UNLV, San Diego State, Boise, Nevada, Fresno. These are the schools that our fans resonate with, and we're going to be joining them and playing against them. That'll help us in the gate, and it'll just help. It's what people want.
Excellent teams, great competition, and the thing it's really going to do is help our recruiting. It's going to rocket our recruiting.
All that remains is the question of where the rest of the U.S. How about the University of Hawaii football?
Ooh.
I mean, they're back.
It's like Donovan said, you know, these are the teams people in Hawaii want to see UH play.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like going back to the significant other that cheated on you or something like that. You know, I mean, these teams jilted Hawaii, let's be honest, right? They left the WAC a couple of times.
We're going to jilt the rest of the WAC.
that is true.
You know, you look after number one first.
I think you have to. In this day and age in college sports, you see the change in landscape and how violently it has shifted. I think you have to look out.